Hi everybody, this is Bev and Marge from Cree-Ative Designs. I'm Marge. Today we're going to show you how to make a medicine wheel. Got some little kits here, and the medicine wheel is probably one of the easiest to do, but please do it with an open, clean heart. You want to have good medicine coming in, and it brings it into your soul then. We're going to show you a slight example. You can see that. Now, we're not going to explain too much, but this medicine wheel is very, very important. You'll see there's 4 quadrants. This is the Cree one. There's many different kinds with some of the colors varying, like the black sometimes you'll see as blue. You might see it as green, depending on what tribe it's from. We're from Cree, Treaty 6, so this is how we make it. This is an example of the web of how I don't want it to look when we're done, because this, you can see, is kind of loose. So I like to stress, don't be scared to pull. So Bev will show the first step of everything, which is what we use. So we're going to start with the ring and the leather, and that, of course, is the finished product. Now we're going to wrap it around, and she's just wrapping it a nice simple tight wrap, side by side lace, so you don't see the gold. You can use any material. I prefer to use the lace, the leather lace. Once the ring is fully wrapped, I'm going to show you some supplies first. These are our 4 traditional colors. We've got our white, our black, our yellow, and our red. As you see, that's what's in here. Now we use them as different directions. The natives always use everything in 4s. So it's 4 seasons, 4 directions, 4 ages. Just about everything you can think of, the 4 races that started the world. As you can see, maybe you can't, but the white is Caucasian, black is black, red is native, yellow is Asian. When the Creator made us, He made these 4 races only, and then we all mixed together, became families, friends, and we all conglomerated into a big goulash, I guess you could say, and that's how we got our different races all mixed together. So technically, we all come from each other. This here is called Sinew. You don't have to use sinew. Again, I like to. Sinew, this is artificial sinew that I've cut. We're going to use that to wrap across here. Again, the sinew can be split. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it does have like 6 little inner strings in it. And if you find that the bead you chose, if you're doing it on your own, you can make the sinew smaller or thinner, I guess you could say, and then you can put a thinner bead on it. So what Bev's doing is she's tying the end on. I can't stress enough, at minimum 4 times. Because when you pull this, that's how I want you to pull it, you don't want to all of a sudden lose 12 beads flying through the air, because it will happen. So, and once it's on tight, you won't have to worry, but there's many a time that we've had to tighten that after we pick the beads up. So she's going to go halfway with that sinew to the middle point, as close as she can get. Now those 4 spokes are the traditional 4 medicine wheels. You'll always again find 4 in the medicine wheel spokes. The middle spoke, I call it, or the center of the spoke is, I chose turquoise because turquoise is the most familiar stone that the natives know. And they love turquoise. And the reason I always said that someone once told me, one of my ancestors told me, that the reason they chose turquoise was because they felt like they owned a piece of sky. Because there's nothing in nature that'll make that color. So when she gets her beads on, color do you want? White?
Yeah.
And I believe, okay, yeah, now remember, she's just halfway so she can show you. She's going to put her beads on. She's going to put her turquoise on. Now you'll see that below the white is the red. There is a particular order that you put these in because they mean the 4 directions. They mean the seasons. Again, like I said, the ages and that. So we try to follow the grid that we're put in. There will be a little card in there telling you the directions north, east, south. Pretty well everything that you know. The levels of a person's life, their childhood, their youth, their adult, and the fact that they become an elder. So you'll see that everything comes in a circle. So when she gets in the middle, she's going to switch to red, but she's going to use the blue turquoise as a person. That is you. That is you asking the medicine man for help. That's what the medicine wheel can be used for. You can go in there either by yourself, and traditionally they were made on the ground with rocks, and you would traditionally ask them a question. I need help with whatever. It may be something personal to you, or there's been many illnesses, deaths, something of strife in your family, and you can ask for guidance. And they will take the answer to the Creator. And there's bigger ones here if you can't find one that fits. What she's doing now is putting the turquoise in, and because it's got such a tiny hole, there's quite a bit in here that might have bigger. But she'll be able to see better. And again, some people have preference as to what kind of gemstone they want to represent themselves. If you're physically ill, you may want an amber because that's a healing stone. Turquoise is like a family protection stone, so it just depends on what you feel like at that time, what's emanating from you. So she'll put the blue stone on, and then she's going to put the red, wrap it around and put the red on, and then continue with the black and the yellow crisscross. Now, again, when you make this, you make sure that you're making it while you're feeling well. So she's got her person on. That's what I call the middle stone. And then she's going to go to red, which will be the south, because it's on the bottom. So when we go, we'll be going north, east, south, west, I believe. What was the saying the children used to say? Never eat soggy eggs, so they couldn't remember their anagram.
Never heard that one.
No?
No. Soggy eggs. Okay.
I don't know why.
Actually, I think I've heard that now that you mention it.
We're old age.
Oh.
So it's kind of a guessing game in here. Once you make a few, if you're going to make more than one, you'll see how many you need in the middle. Sometimes it works out even. Sometimes you're going to get one extra than the other. Now that looks pretty good. So now is when she's going to tie the bottom, and she's going to tie that tight. And she's not going to be worried because she tied the other side really, really tight. Now, if I had let her do all the wrapping, that would be perfect because it would be a tad thicker. So you have to envision it being fully laced. And then she's going to tie it, and then if she does the other, so make sure you do 4, but we'll pretend because
4.
ties, knots,
Oh,
just
I
so
see.
it does, yeah,
Okay. I can do another one at least.
okay. And you see already, it's looking tighter and better than this one that I have here. So then she would have cut these ties. She would not have this hanging, but she's going to go across now. So she's going to tie here again, 4 knots minimum. Well, don't make like 30, but 4 is good.
Yeah.
And then she's going to go across, but she's going to wrap around here when she gets to the middle so it doesn't go up and down. While she's doing that with her other colors, again, there's your color grid. So she's going to use black and yellow this time.
Well, I need to put the beads first.
Yep. I'm going to read you what you'll get on your card, giving you the little lesson. So the medicine wheel was used for various spiritual and ritual purposes, especially for healing almost any illness. And this is physical or mental or spiritual too. Since it was believed that illness sprang from spiritual imbalance, the focus of the healing was on treating the source of the problem, not the symptoms. The medicine wheel is many things on various levels and has many different meanings and uses. It can be used for finding direction in life and for aligning physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual realities. One intent of the medicine wheel, and again, I stress one because the medicine wheel is connected to a lot of things in our culture. I could go on and on for hours, but I won't in the case of Michelle not wanting to hold up her camera. One intent of the medicine wheel was for human beings to acknowledge the Creator and Mother Earth, as well as all the 4 sacred beings who sit in the 4 directions. In Native culture, all is done in 4s. 4 directions, north, east, south, and west. 4 seasons, spring, summer, fall, and winter. 4 natural elements, fire, earth, wind, and water. 4 levels of a person's life, childhood, youth, adult, and back to old age, and old age back to childhood. The 4 races, which we mentioned, the Asian peoples, the red peoples, which are the native peoples, black peoples, and white Caucasian peoples. Now, this is a very generic term that we have here, but the medicine wheel covers everything in our culture. It covers our seasons, it covers our animals, it covers a lot of levels. A lot of people come to me and ask for the medicine wheel because they feel an imbalance in their life. And so we try to help. I don't make them, but I try to help them make their own medicine wheel. And we talk about why we have the medicine wheel, what is bothering them, and eventually it brings it out, and we work on our path to healing. Beth is almost done, excuse me, Beth.
It's all good. Been worse.
Now, have you ever made one of these before, Beth?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you did.
Yeah.
Now, we did teach classes before this lovely COVID pandemic, but it's still nice to get this out to people to be able to have something like, to me, more important than a dream catcher because it's theirs personally. Now, hers looks just like mine, you can see. I like the big ones like this. I don't embellish anything. I like to keep it plain and simple, but that's my personal opinion. I have seen them with feathers hanging down like the dream catcher. My little tiny ones that I make for keychains, I put 2 strands of 8, so I've got my 4 whites, reds, blacks, and yellows, and then 4 strands, 1 strand here with 4 more colors. I put it hanging down. So it's a matter of preference. The embellishment part doesn't matter as long as you have this. If you can or know someone, you can get it smudged, and then it really becomes yours. But then you don't want to hang it on your car, because then it's more, decorative. So it's up to you which way you do it. You can see that it's pretty simple. Looks exactly like hers. But I will stress, even with her little bead, she's pulled that tight, and you have to pull it tight. Otherwise, it'll fall apart, and that's such a bad thing to happen in more ways than one. So we hope you enjoyed this quick little craft. If you have any questions, you can give us a shout, and stay safe and warm.